Yo, what's up everyone? So, welcome to our third part of Shad Bala series, where we're discussing how to determine or how an astrologer determines the weak or strong position of a planet and how their time period is going to be in your life. Like if Jupiter is strong or weak, will Jupiter give neutral results, good results, bad results? So this is the third part of this series of Shad Bala. I've already made first two parts, so you can go back and check. All right. So today what we're going to discuss is something called bala. Bala simply means directional strength. Okay, and directional strength adds on to the strength of a planet. It's like whenever a planet has directional strength, it's able to take charge of its qualities. It's able to take charge and responsibilities of its self and the house that it's placed in. It's able to feel comfortable. It's able to see everything clearly. That's what directional strength is. So in a way, in Hindi, it's called bala. Dik means to see. Bala means bal, like strength, ability to see, the strength of sight. Okay, but it's more so position, not aspect. Okay, so we're gonna go by planets, and I'm gonna tell you which house position each planet feels comfortable in. Each planet has that maximum directional strength, that it has a direction, it has its purpose. Okay, so we'll start with Sun. Sun has its directional strength in the 10th house. Sun is the Karaka, meaning it's a significator of the 10th house. Why? Because he is about career. Sun is the king. Sun is your father. Okay, and 10th house, it represents the government, the king, the kingdom, and it represents your father and your status, which is based through your father. So Sun is a significator of the 10th house. So anytime you want to see career-wise what is happening, don't just look at the 10th house, don't just look at the 10th lord, and don't just look at even the Hora conceptions that I showed you, but also look at Sun, where it's positioned. But Sun is at its maximum strength in the 10th house, because 10th house is the house of the noon. The noon time, when the Sun is in right directly above you, that's the 10th house. So the king is above everybody and he's able to see it. Okay, so that's where Sun gains its maximum strength. Jupiter and Mercury, both of them gain their directional strength in the first house. Why? Because Mercury and Jupiter are about education and knowledge, about preaching and speech and communication. It's about learning, okay? And the best way to learn is through yourself. Best way to learn is through your own experiences, not other people's experiences. Okay, like if you have a Jupiter in the 7th house, you'll be relying on gaining divine education or any kind of learning experience through your spouse, through your partners, through other people. That's not what Jupiter is about. Jupiter wants you to learn yourself, experience things on your own. So both Jupiter and Mercury are significators of education. That's why they have directional strength in the first house, because they want to have you learn by yourself. They want you to pick up the book. They don't want somebody else to read it to you. They don't want somebody else to memorize things for you. You need to know the scriptures. You need to know their books. You need to know the philosophy, okay? Because you go out there and then you battle with the world. So you need to have all the knowledge up here. So first house is literally your head, your body, your physical self. So that's why Mercury and Jupiter have their maximum directional strength in the first house. That's where they really feel, comfortable. And then we come to Moon and Venus. Moon and Venus get their directional strength in the 4th house. Why? Because both Moon and Venus are feminine planets, and they are all about feelings. They're all about private life. They're all about feelings, emotions, love, and relationship. They're all about feeling comfortable. They're all about having a bit of a convenience for themselves. This is why they have a directional strength in the 4th house, because 4th house is a house of privacy, house of home, house of nourishment, house of conveniences, house of luxuries, house of land, where these two feel secure in. It's the kitchen of the house, where both the wife and the mother-in-law are working together. This is why Venus and Moon both get their directional strength in the 4th house, because they feel really comfortable. They feel they're in charge of the kitchen. Because a housewife knows where exactly everything is. You put the housewife in a corporate environment, she's like, what's going on? So they have their maximum directional strength in the 4th house. Then you come to Mars. Okay, Mars has his directional strength also in the 10th house, because Mars is a soldier. Mars is out there to fight. Mars is out there to fight for the king. And remember what I just said about the 10th house, the king. Okay, you serve the king, you serve the government. So Mars is a soldier, and a soldier serves the government. So Mars finds his directional strength also in the 10th house. Then you have Saturn. Saturn, which is about responsibility, which is about structure, which is about organization, which is about, taking on the reality of the world and taking on the work, dealing with other people, ability to compromise. Okay, so Saturn gets his directional strength in the 7th house of other people, of marriage, of legal partnership. Because why? Marriage is a compromise. Marriage requires work. Marriage requires discipline, organization, work ethics. You have to work together as a solid team. And Saturn is about longevity. Okay, Saturn is about taking one thing and lasting it for a long time. So marriage for Saturn needs to last for a long time. So Saturn gets his directional strength in the 7th house. He's like, about whenever it comes to bonding, I feel comfortable in making agreements, in making two people work with each other. Because Saturn takes out the whole hoo-la-la of the romance. Romance is just the honeymoon phase. When the reality kicks in, are you a team or not? Are you willing to compromise with each other or not? Are you willing to work together or not? That's what Saturn is. So Saturn gets his direction strength in the 7th house. Okay, so these are the planets that are required to see in the Dik Bala concept, in the directional strength concept, to see what is happening with them. Rahu and Ketu, they don't have any directional strength. For them, any house is either a no direction house or direction house, depending upon what sign and house they're placed on, or where their depositor is. But these other planets that I told you, they're the one that you consider for directional strength. Like they need to have control over something. You need to see how much control they have over their site, how much control they have in the house. So all of these planets that I described gain their maximum strength in the Dik Bala concept in each house that I just described. Hey guys, so I'm adding this additional part from yesterday's video, which I filmed at night regarding the Dik Bala. And what I wanted to add is that directly opposite to each planet, wherever their directional strength is, directly opposite is where they do not have any directional strength. So Sun has directional strength in the 10th house, which is the noontime, which is directly above the sky. But then Sun doesn't have any directional strength in the 4th house, which is directly below the horizon, which is like the Imam Kuli direction of the earth in nighttime. So if you're born at night and Sun's in the 4th house, it has no direction there. It's directionless. Okay, same thing with Saturn. Saturn in the 7th house has direction, but in the 1st house, it has no direction. It doesn't want to be on the throne. It wants to wheel and deal with people in the marketplace. Same thing with Venus and Moon. They have directional strength at night because they're strong at night, they're bright at night, and in the privacy of their own home. They do not want to go out in the corporate world and, wanting to take a throne and wanting to control things. They want to control the private side of life. So they don't have any directional strength in the 10th house. Same thing with Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury and Jupiter have directional strength in the first house, but no directional strength in the 7th house, because they do not want you to learn things through other people. They want you to learn things on your own. They want you to open the book. They don't want other people to open the book for you and tell you everything A to Z. So this is why they don't have any directional strength in the 7th house. Mars doesn't have directional strength in the 4th house because it has directional strength in the 10th house, right in the bright time. Okay, so whenever it's in the 4th house, it's like putting a soldier in the kitchen. He's not going to feel comfortable there. So this is something that I wanted to add, is that opposite to them, there's no directional strength. All right, so guys, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below, because I'm going to be discussing the other parts of Dik Bala. And if you're interested in astrology, and if you want to know where your directional strengths are in your horoscope and what planets is getting what directional strength, check out the link below. Check out my books there, Astrology at the Speed of Light and Conjunctions at the Speed of Light. And when you get these books, I will send you the link to look at your own chart. Just make sure you follow the directions below. Otherwise, we'll see you on Monday.